getting easier and what's getting harder in your life?
What's getting easier and what's getting harder after 7 years in business? I would say that it's getting much easier to deal with the hard things and knowing that they're always going to constantly come up, and no matter how much you plan, insanity is always going to happen, and you can take a deep breath and you're going to get through this, and there's going to be 8 more in the future. So I always think that that's at least reassuring. It's something I try to share with every fellow entrepreneur. What's getting harder is now making sure I manage relationships correctly, and these are, I get very connected with people in terms of wanting to see them succeed or having conversations with them, and people have helped you succeed. And it's now getting harder managing those relationships, and as you grow, and as your company grows, or as your career grows, making sure you're making enough time for the people who help get you there, but also not spending too much time working on things that might not be beneficial to you in your business. And so it's getting harder managing your time with all the past relationships you built up.
Yeah, what's an example of that?
An example of that is, one of the first people that you built, we did our first project 7 years ago. We learned a lot, and they were there, and our company has grown in 7 years, and now you're getting phone calls from that person saying, hey, I believed in you, and I now want you to build this huge project. We have no money, and I want you to do all this stuff, and you have to sit back and you tip your hat because you pay respect because the person believes in you first, or when no one else did. But yet you don't want to, you're on a path for where your company is going, and if it doesn't fit with it, if it was any other client, you would have never even picked up the phone or said thank you, but no thank you. But making sure you manage that to be respectful for people who've gotten you there, but also know how that might impact where you're currently going.